you guys doing? I'm back. I know I usually start really excited, really a little over animated sometimes, but today, not one of them days. Definitely still Mr. Room regardless, because we're going to figure it out. We're going to dig ourselves out the mud. We're going to be the rose that grew from concrete. No matter how long it takes, I'm going to stay on the marathon and keep pushing. But today I really wanted to make sure that I talk to anybody younger than me or anybody with dreams of being somebody as they grow up. You know, I'm going to stick with the basketball just because that's what I talk about, but anybody, you know, anybody, any a cheerleader, ice hockey, uh, 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 somebody wants to be a doctor, a lawyer, um, teacher, fireman, father, mother, just an adult. Make sure you take more rights and try to stay away from the lefts. Make sure you overthink life because you just don't want it to wear on you. You don't want it to end up tough. You don't want to end up in tough situations. You don't want to look back and say, "I wish I could have. If I would have only, um, what could have been." I look at back at my life. I'm 42 years old, soon to be 43 at the end of the year, and I see those lefts. I definitely recognize like those moments where I could have made a different choice and I made this choice. I mean, if you know me, which a lot of people who currently watch this probably know me, I'm a very passionate person. Sometimes I just have outbursts. In traffic, I might have a little road rage. I've yelled and barked at everybody I've ever loved and known. I grew up fighting and you know, yelling and arguing. Um, but those weren't always like the best choices. Like even the ones that didn't impact my life 100% negative, it just, you want to think things through. And I'm like, again, I'm mainly trying to talk to younger guys. That's why I actually make this. If you want to know why I do the YouTube, like, what's the YouTube for? It's for someone to make a choice to be a better person that maybe I didn't make. And I'm not a bad person. Like, I literally love everyone. Like, I really try to care about people. I just was watching Sports Center and it trips me out. Like, with the Ben Simmons and the Kyrie Irving stuff, and those guys are losing so much, $1.4 million. I know money isn't everything, but man, how $1.4 million would impact my life and directly impact so many others. Because what I would do with that 1.4, like honestly, all I want is a prefab shed with the basketball court inside, and I want to just let kids in and be in the gym working them out, helping people like reach their dream and pushing them and give them life lessons and throwing gems in their ears so they don't end up lost, misguided, or misdirected, or saying what I was when I might not even been that, you know, telling old stories about their self that may not even be true. Like, I just really want to help a generation be financially free, make good choices, live a good life. I got a group of childhood friends I grew up with, a bunch of them, but about 15 to 20 of us talk a lot. Some of us go on trips, male trips sometimes. Um, Man, some of those guys' stories are just remarkable. where they come from and not having, you know, the ideal American stories with two parent households and education, that, in my community, you're not always given the right education or nobody cares about you. Or mom and dad separate and end up having issues that the kids end up having issues when they get older from. Like those guys all come from stuff like that and are amazing. Most of my, are master's degrees and run their own companies, and it's just impressive. From little old Merced, California, 209. If you don't know, there they go. Small town boys for real, but man, these guys, good fathers, good husbands, good friends, great friends to be honest, brothers. So I want young people to understand that that's what you're really getting with this sports stuff. It's camaraderie. Like, live in the moment. Enjoy the person next to you. Like, realize it's a life lesson. Like, get the life lessons out of hoop. Because there's a lot of life lessons. I read a post by Donald Watts today. Talked about, like, how rough his year was. Trying to run a business through a pandemic. It said, raising two teenagers to be college ready, like getting prepared for college through sports and academics, and helping his dad get back on his feet through. And sorry, for anybody if I'm putting your information out there. I mean, I just read it on social media, so it's why I'm even repeating it. But it's crazy how the basketball has connected that story with me. How in some ways I can relate, in other ways I'm like, wow, but you don't even know. Like, it's rough for some of us. And not any fault to anybody else, because as you get older, you realize the situation you're in is there's walls to jump over, and there's speed bumps for some of us, and things aren't always fair. But guess what? I seen other people start off from a situation less than even mine that are so far ahead. So what's my excuse? Or what's your excuse? I'm shorter. He's taller. He's faster. He can jump higher. He reclassed. Who cares? No one does. They don't. Your mama might. Your daddy might. Family or friends might. But you got to get up and you got to go do it yourself. You got to make it happen. Crazy thing is parents try to guide us and lead us, but in the end, you're going to go from them. And then it's on you. This is your life. So you better make the best. You only get one. So many people don't make 15 and 16 and 17 and 20 and 30 and 40 and 50. Somebody ain't going to wake up tomorrow. And that's a fact. With everything going on with the pandemics and the people losing their jobs, come on, people. Trust me, all I want is to be better. Every day I try to wake up and attack the day just to accomplish, to be better today. Let me make a move to be better. And I promise you, the shit tries to tear you down. Them crabs pull you down every single day. But you got to shake that off and keep climbing. I appreciate y'all allowing me to vent, get on my soapbox. Honestly, I had no idea what I was going to talk about. And I don't even know if I'll ever post this, and maybe I will, maybe I won't. But it goes directly to what I'm trying to push. And that's just winning regardless. Regardless of what the scenario is. Regardless of your situation where you start from. I know a high school kid right now. He's really my favorite. I want to go. I wish I could meet this kid. Plays high school basketball at a high level with one arm. Like literally one arm. Regardless, this kid is winning. Like I feel like really right now, I want to go with Nike and say, can we sponsor him with my brand? Can we go to Under Armour? But honestly, I wish it was, I didn't have to go to some big company like that. I wish I knew how to do that myself and give this kid millions of dollars, because it blows my mind how impressive that is. Young men and women out there, there's a big life ahead of you. Every day, attack it. Attack it. My brother likes to say, iron sharpens iron. Stay around iron. Stay sharp. Don't make bad choices. There's a lot of bad choices out there for you. 14, 13, 15, 12. There's a lot of lefts you can make. Those lefts have repercussions. I promise you. There's a bunch of prisons full of people who made lefts. Trust me, I know. There's a bunch of people who made lefts who are broke right now, homeless, hungry, scared, starving, dead. And there's a bunch of people that made rights that haven't even got none of those opportunities, that are hungry, starving, with that same dream you got. That kid ain't gonna make no lefts. That kid's gonna go right, work hard, and win regardless. Regardless of his situation. So for those people who have done that, I'm so proud of you. I commend you. Keep pushing. Keep winning. For those of you who wake up tomorrow and might make a left, don't do it. It's not worth it. Trust me, I know. Let me be an example. I promise you. Trust me, I know. There was no social media when I grew up. There's no Instagram, none of those things. I come up in an era where pagers, and some people say it was a dope era. It's different. I think your era is dope to be able to communicate like this. Reach out, save things. I would have thought that at 42 years old, going on 43, that I would have so much money and be ruling the world. I didn't have a plan, though. I just assumed that was going to happen. Don't assume. Get up, make a plan, write it down, stay focused, lock in, do everything you need to make your goals and aspirations happen. It's on you. Like, it's in the end, it's not your parents, it's not your girlfriend, it's not your husband, your wife, your mom, your dad, your sister, none of that. It's your life. And you're going to have to live it. Get up. Hope you're great. Keep pushing. And win regardless. I appreciate you guys listening. Thank you.